You are listening to the Beaverton, North America's trusted source of news.
This year on the Beaverton, 2025 is over. Good! Pantone's color of the year is white, which is either a race thing or a depression thing, but either way, bad. And Merriam-Webster's 2025 word of the year is slop, which is a terrible thing to say about pizza. It's like a clip show, except we're not doing that at all. It's the Beaverton 2025 Year in Review Extravaganza! Welcome to the Beaverton, our 2025 Year in Review spectacular that we're doing. I'm calling it a different thing every time. I am Ian McIntyre, hosting this one because we didn't want to have the same person host two things in one night, because that's a tiring thing to do. Anyway, joining me tonight, we have two panelists, only one of whom will make it to 2026, Clare Blackwood and Luke Gordon-Field, sitting opposite me for once.
Oh, I know I'm the one not making it. That sucks. Claire's in so much better shape than me.
I can run for a long time, and I can fight.
It could be a competition of constitutional law. You don't know what I have planned.
Yeah, okay. Well, a constitutional law off while we are chased by a bear. So Claire can outrun me, not the bear, but it doesn't matter because she outruns me. But I'll argue the notwithstanding clause to death.
I have watched Legally Blonde many times. I'm sure I'll be fine.
As long as the bear has a perm, you're good.
I didn't say which country was constitutional law for, so you know, it might
there
be
we
the
go.
state.
Bulgaria.
So everyone, 2025. We did it, I guess.
Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah, we're limping across that finish line, baby. Like a marathon runner who overestimated his abilities.
Yeah, it's. I know everyone says this at the end of every year, but man, what a crappy year.
Yeah, when was the last good year? 2008, maybe? Before the financial... No, because that was the financial crisis. Fuck, I don't know when the last
Oh,
good year
shit.
was.
Yeah, 2008 was good for a while.
Yeah.
But then, the end really, really sucked.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
This is like, when was your favorite SNL cast? It's just the year you were 13. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
just the year I was 13 was the
Yeah.
last good year for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
1999.
Yeah. Back when I didn't have any responsibilities and or bills.
Yeah, no, that sounds like the last good year for me, too.
Yeah.
So we're doing it. We're going to do a little bit of a different show here this episode. We're going to do a 2025 year in review. Thought I'd kick things off. We're going to talk about the top 5 news stories of 2025.
Huzzah.
Very arbitrary, chosen by me.
Yay.
No science went into this whatsoever.
As opposed to like news websites that like do a whole like intensive process to determine their top 25 or top 5 or whatever, and don't just farm it out to like the interns to come up with.
Hey, I assume AOL Online that I actually did look at for this list. There's still a website,
That
guys.
still
Oh my
exists.
God.
In some way, shape, or form.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
All
Next
right.
you're going to be telling me that GeoCities still exist. Does it? It does? Whoa.
How many minutes do you have left?
That's where
on
I get all my
AOL?
stock advice from.
Oh my God.
And yeah, that CD is running out of minutes real fast. I thought we'll do our top 5 news stories. Counting down from 5. Top 5 news story from the Beaverton Weekly Report this year. The notwithstanding clause got a real workout.
It's in better shape than we are.
Shit, we are doing constitutional law. That was a joke. And now we're
It's
doing it
going
for
to
real.
make it out of the New Year's alive, not us.
I feel like every time this comes up, I just start stretching because I'm gonna like, okay, time to get on that goddamn soapbox again.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Luke's got a fire in his eyes.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man. So, this year we saw, like, Alberta invoked it twice in 1 month to end a teacher strike and then to protect, 3 different anti-trans youth laws.
Yeah, so really that's 4 times.
Oh, I thought it was a threefer.
It was a
No, it's been
threefer, but
4
it's
times.
essentially 4
Yeah.
times used because
Sure.
it's 3 different legislations that they're backing.
Oh, my God. That's extra bad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Quebec uses it all the time, so who's counting?
Yeah, and so does Ford, doesn't he? Didn't Ford? Yeah.
Yeah, he's used it to break up strikes, to order the city of Toronto to have its council members. He's used it a bunch too.
To order us to all stand on one foot that one time.
Like, at this point, why allow unions to even strike anymore? Like, I feel like every fucking time people strike, they're just like, notwithstanding clause.
I love
Sorry.
the idea that you censored the F word there.
I know, I'm sorry.
This is the year in review is going PG, right?
Oh, yeah, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
Anyway, to the cogent point that you were making. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's like why even bother to strike anymore?
Yeah, or why let them strike in the first place? Like, if you're just going to stop teachers from striking, then don't. I mean, this isn't what I want to happen. It's just like what I feel like they're on the road to doing.
Stop
it creates
giving
such
them
a
ideas.
it creates such a hierarchy, right? Because if
Yeah.
you're federal, you can strike. If you're a union, federal union, because the federal government, at least currently, won't use 33. You won't use Section 33. And if you're a private union, like with a, if you're unionized with a company, like a steel company or whatever, you can strike because the human rights legislation that governs private companies and employment legislation that governs private companies guarantees the right to strike. It's only provincial unions that now have lost their right to strike, because I completely agree they don't have it anymore. So it creates this complete hierarchy of unions where provincial unions just get completely fucked over. Sorry, we lost the PG-13. Where it get completely fucked over, and everyone else still has that right. So it's like if you're someone choosing where to work for, like provincial work must be so much less desirable because you've fundamentally lost that right, at least until there's a new government. But even then, it's not a right if it depends on which government's in power.
Well, don't worry about it. They're working on giving it to corporations too.
Great.
Yeah, good.
Provincial work getting real bad out there. Because now, it's really just being used preemptively by legislatures. My understanding is, it was intended to be used as a tool for dialogue between courts and the legislatures. They'd be like, we're going to test this law in court, and then if we lose, then we'll invoke it. And now they're like, it's like an Uno card they play off the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and as I have said before in this podcast, I can't remember it since we brought it back or years ago, and if it was years ago, then this is probably new to a lot of people. But so, I in undergrad wrote a paper on the notwithstanding clause, and the feedback I got, and I talked about how dangerous it was and how bad it was, and I talked about how the only thing that's holding it in power, holding it at bay currently, is essentially our universal, our common agreement, our common decency that we're not going to use it. And the second that goes once, the dominoes fall, because once someone uses it once, it becomes so much less toxic to use it twice and 3 times, 4 times. Because there was a 30-year period where no one used it.
Yeah.
It was 30 years where no provincial government used it. Like Quebec, when they originally didn't sign on to the charter and it was kind of imposed on them, they, as you said, used it on everything, even stuff that had no constitutional bearing whatsoever.
They used it on their fries.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was the poutine sauce.
Yeah.
But then there was 30 years where no one used it. And so the feedback I got from that professor was, you're fear-mongering and this is ridiculous, and constitutional conventions are basically as binding as the actual words themselves, and it's a ridiculous point. And he marked me down harsh for it. And every time I'm so tempted to be to look that guy up, because I think it was even the TA, probably not even the professor, to look that guy up and be like, see, I was right. Revise my grade.
I'm all for being petty. I say do it.
Yeah, we know you're listening to this, mean TA.
Yeah.
Eat your words.
Yeah, but that's the thing is it was brought in, and for sure there was a lot of backlash when it was first brought in, because people were really concerned that if you have this, what's the point of having a charter if all you need to do is wave a magic wand
Exactly.
and everything goes bye-bye. But so there was a lot of backlash when it was first brought in, but then as it was not used for so long, it became seen as a paper tiger, a thing that will just, it's there, but no, it doesn't bother. It doesn't bother anyone. It doesn't matter, and it's just it's a powerful. It's a powerful thing that, again, on paper, but it doesn't matter in real life.
And then they broke the seal.
And then they broke the seal. That's exactly right.
And it really is one of those just testing the waters, when you see politicians dipping their toes into certain things, and it's just well, how much are people going to complain if we do this? And then they just keep doing it because there's not enough protests. And obviously they're going to take, people being inconvenienced by strikes. The second that they're inconvenienced, they immediately there's a backlash against the very real reason that they're protesting. So I feel like it just becomes easier and easier for them to do this now that we've started again.
And if you only have rights subject to the will of the majority, that completely defeats the point of a set of rights, because the whole point of a set of rights is to protect against the tyranny of the majority. It's to protect the people who either by their identity, by their behavior, whatever, and especially by their identity, are not popular with the governing majority, are not someone whose rights are being protected by popular will. That's the point of a Bill of Rights. It's to protect the unpopular or the disenfranchised or the minority. And so when all your argument is, well, this is what the voters want, it's that's so contradictory to the whole nature of rights. The whole nature of rights is this supersedes what the voters want at any given moment. This is unimpeachable. These are set in stone. These cannot be touched. And if you say, well, the voters want me to touch it, it's that doesn't matter. Yeah. That is irrelevant. But except it's not, because Section 33.
So when the Supreme Court reviews it in the new year, that's going to go great, right?
Well, it's fascinating. I don't think the court will actually change it. What I understand from, and I have not read the filings, but from what I understand of the filing is it's essentially the government saying the idea of Section 33, to your point, was to be used in rare cases and to be used in cases where the courts have already ruled and there's, as you said, a conversation happening. And so can provincial governments especially, and potentially a federal government down the road, just preemptively invoke it and invoke it, and just be like, that's that, rather than like have to justify it in any way. And so like, I don't imagine the court's going to agree with that because, you know, the Section 33 has existed for so long, and that's a fairly novel argument, and the wording of the section doesn't really support that. But if they do, it will be a huge crisis in Quebec and Alberta. And so that's another reason I don't think the court will touch it, is because I think the fear of, especially in Quebec, frankly, not even Alberta, where Section 33 has been so foundational to how they've governed post the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and you know, separatism is on the rise. The PQ are about to be elected. I think the courts would be very, very averse to like wanting to stir up that kettle of fish or whatever the phrase is.
Poutine, you had
Yes,
it earlier.
Yeah. The fish poutine.
Yeah, exactly. Well, okay, so that was number 5. We're moving on up the list. Number 4, our story of the year. Claire didn't make me include this, but it was strongly implied. The Blue Jays playoff run.
Yeah.
Now Claire's stretching.
All right. It's one for each of you. Even though I know Luke also loves the Blue Jays too.
I pale in comparison to Claire, although I was diehard during the run, but I was not diehard all year like Claire is.
Yeah, fair.
So, all right, we're 1 month out. How are we all feeling right now?
I can't think about Game 7. I don't think I'll ever be able to think about Game 7.
No, it's
devastating.
Oh.
I'm so torn between being so grateful for the season that we had, because it really was like a season of destiny, as they called it, and like there were so
Destinies can be bad.
yeah, exactly, like so many moments.
Yeah.
That you look back and you're like, oh my God, when this happened and Kirk did this and this grand slam, and like there were such gifts. It was such a gift of a season, but it's just, we will forever be haunted by the what ifs.
I mean, yeah, there are, to that point, there are so many moments that I can look back on, and I have started to go back and watch some of the highlights of like the first round and the second round, because like they were like Vladdy just torturing the Yankees,
Oh, it's beautiful.
like, which is a thing that like that sentence has been said in reverse so many times, but like the Blue Jays just playing and like completely demolishing the Yankees and then letting them win one to give them a bit of hope and then smacking them down again, like was so wonderful. And watching like Yankees podcasters being like, Vladdy owns us, I'm terrified of Vladdy. Like, it was great. And then the ALCS coming back from down 2-0, and the Springer home run in Game 7. Holy shit.
Oh my God, the Springer home run. I have watched that thing so many times. I'm not going to lie.
Just unbelievable. And there's so many things. And again, even the World Series, we played so well, and that's what makes it so much harder. I just wish, and this sucks, I wish we got swept in the World Series. Because that Game 7, because the Dodgers, everyone expected them to win. And that Game 7, we should, like, they played that game 100 times. We win it 98, 99.
Yeah.
And the one time in 100 where everything broke the Dodgers' way in the last few innings happened, and we didn't win.
Even
and
in Game 6.
Sucks. Yeah,
like the ball getting stuck in the fucking wall. Like a probability of like 1 in 3,000 chance of that happening. Like just little tiny things that added up. And oh God, it makes me so sad.
We were hosting a Halloween party that night that was, surprise, surprise, poorly attended.
Sorry, I couldn't make it, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, eventually we put the game on and we were watching that. And then when that ball got stuck, I was like, does this happen a lot?
No.
Never.
No.
Almost never.
And like, I get it. I get why it's a rule. But the fact that they used it, it was so lame. It was such a lame ass thing to do.
All they had to do was walk over and grab it. They
could
could have picked it
literally
up, no
grab
problem.
it. And like, oh man, but watching Savage dominate, you know, I think, you know, when he owned the Yankees in the ALDS, I was there for that, and watching him strike out 11 people. And I have never had so much fun at an event in my life. Like to see Toronto come together, we were hugging strangers, we were high-fiving everybody. I hugged so many people. It was so exciting. And then you had Max Scherzer screaming at John Schneider when he came out to check on him, like, you know, and it was just, there were so many moments. They were fueled by the power of friendship, and I loved, and they all said that, and I really loved the conversations that these guys had themselves talking about how much they love each other, because baseball is such a conservative sport, and I realized that they're not, like, it's not like heated rivalry type love where they're super close like that, but just to hear all of these guys talk about how much they
next year
love
on
each
Crave.
other. Oh my God, I love that so much.
We got to replace the HBO content somehow. Just gay sports dramas for every sport.
Yeah.
Love it.
Lacrosse, all of it. Anyway, sorry, you were saying, Claire.
No, it was so nice to just see all of these guys openly just be like, I love these guys. They are my brothers. I want to play with them forever. And it was just a really lovely development of a team that is going to be, I think, good for a long time. And people latched onto that. And I'm just so happy that they lost the World Series, but they created a whole new fan base.
Yeah.
And I am watching trades like nobody's business. I never thought I'd become this person.
Yeah.
So going into that, like, what do you guys think are the odds of this happening again in 2026?
I mean, you're still one of how many teams are in the MLB?
30.
30
I think
plus?
Too many, I'm going to say.
30.
Yeah. So in your American, so to do what the Jays did last year, okay, make the World Series. You're starting before you look at all the rosters. You're one of 16 or 15 teams, and so your odds are bad.
Yeah.
But I think if you look at the Jays roster right now versus the other teams in the AL East, they'd still be the favorites to win the division.
Yep.
If they re-sign Bichette and add Tucker, or even just get one of them, then I think they become pretty overwhelming favorites to win the division. Especially if the Yankees continue to kind of do nothing and the Red Sox continue to kind of tread water. The Orioles will be better next year. So I think there's a very good chance. But again, you have to accept that like one injury to Vladdy or Yasavage having a rough sophomore season or like the reason these runs are so magical is because they're rare.
Yeah, it's such a confluence of little things that all come together and like magically evolve.
Yeah, and like,
or magically destroy you in one night.
Yes, exactly. And I've seen firsthand like teams that were, seem to be set up, and especially in a hockey context, seem to be set up for 10 plus years of success. And sometimes that happens, and sometimes it very much doesn't. And the Leafs right now, for example, are taking huge steps back because this guy, Moss Matthews, who was like MVP caliber 2 years ago, is all of a sudden not playing well. And it's like, whoa, okay, so now our future is so much bleaker than we thought it was going to be. Things like that can happen.
Bleaker than the Leafs thought it was.
But like that being said, I mean, like we were the comeback team last year. I think we got like 50 comeback games. And I mean, and we so far, I think, have only made our team stronger with the additions that they brought in.
Yeah.
So I mean, on paper, we're no longer the comeback kids. We are no longer the people coming from the bottom of our division. Like I have such faith. I will miss Chris Bassett very much. I wish we could bring him back as a reliever. I know he won't want to do that, but I will remember him throwing that 72-mile-per-hour curveball at Eugenio Suarez to like strike him out against the against the Mariners forever. It is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, the confidence it takes to throw that against a home run hitter. It was amazing.
Chris Bassett, his name sounds like a dog. Anyway, moving on.
That's his
name.
That's his nickname.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
Number 3 on our list. Moving on down. It's the Beaverton. We have to do it. Poilievre's slow motion implosion. We won't spend too much time on this. If you'd like to hear more jokes about Poilievre imploding, please listen to half of our episodes this year because it's really stretched out that long. But like, let's start from the beginning. Going into that election, he's riding high, and then he loses his own riding to Bruce Vanjoy, which was pretty fun.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, and like, I mean, we've said it before, but like the confidence and dedication that Vanjoy took, because like no one took him seriously until the polls really started dramatically swinging in the Liberals' favor in the wake of Trump and the 51st state and everything else. But he was running for months leading up to that.
Yeah.
He laid the groundwork for his own success in a way that isn't appreciated enough. It's just seen as people hated Poilievre and the polls swung hard in favor of the Liberals. But like, Poilievre won his seat no problem in 2015 when the Liberals got a majority. Yeah. And you can tell you the demographics of the riding changed and blah, blah, blah. But like, Vanjoy earned that win. It wasn't handed to him.
Yeah.
Maybe Vanjoy campaigned for Trump. He saw the long game and he was like, this will work. It's a bank shop, but it'll work for me.
Yeah, I'll burn the world down to make my money.
Exactly. And then moving on from that, loses the whole election to the Liberals, the election that was promised to him and that he clearly thought he was going to get.
Yeah. And the election that would have been won by the Conservatives, let's be honest, if probably anybody else had been in power. Maybe not, but like, I kind of stick by this, yeah.
I think if you have a moderate seat, let's say Peter MacKay. If you have Peter MacKay or whoever in there, even with Trump in the 51st state and even with Trudeau resigning, I think you're looking at a conservative minority.
I think so too, yeah. I think if anyone who could bring himself to say a negative word about Trump on the campaign trail as a conservative could have clinched it.
Yeah, and it's not like any of us were raring to vote for Carney.
Like that guy we all knew about 5 minutes before the election.
Like everyone plugged their nose and voted for him.
I will say I made jokes about how the liberals kept saying like we got to bring this Carney guy in, and I'm like, yeah, he sounds amazing. The white hot political dynamite that is this old banker.
Yeah.
Shows what I know. I should have a podcast.
No, I don't think you're wrong. I think, and it's been said before, like Carney, you know, he won by being not Trudeau.
Yeah.
And he won by being not Poilievre.
Yeah.
People knew nothing about him when they voted for him other than banker, and they still don't have any love for him. Like, say what you want about Trudeau, and we can all say a million things and have. In 2015, Trudeau won that election.
Yeah.
People weren't as sick of Harper as we remember being now.
Yeah.
Like, we were sick of him.
I mean, I was, but I'm insufferable.
Well, yeah. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, Harper, going into 2015, no one thought we were heading for a liberal majority.
For sure, yeah.
Like, and there wasn't this external series of events the way there was in 2025 with Trump putting wind in his sails for Trudeau. Trudeau won that election because, he had a very famous name and a very famous father. And,
Great hair.
But he had the hair and he had the vibes and it matched the timing.
Yeah.
And he was different enough from Harper and people wanted to take a flyer on a guy who didn't have a ton of experience, but all the other stuff. And he won it. And Carney didn't win it the same way. Carney won it by being not two people, Trudeau and not Poilievre.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of Trudeau, seems to be off living his best life right now.
Oh my God.
Is that guy liking this or not? I truly can't tell.
I don't know. I mean,
It's so wild to me.
yeah.
I mean, I don't really care at this point. Like, I'm just like, he wants to go and date Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Okay. It just felt like so out of line. Like, I don't know. Maybe people saw it coming. I'm not sure. I'm sure Meghan McKay saw it coming in some weird way. But yeah, I mean, now he's popular for a different reason.
It is such a, and I don't mean this in a shitty way, but I think I made a joke about this when the rumors first happened that they were doing. It's like, man, you really are set in stone in 2015. Like you're kind of frozen in amber in 2015, where it's like
that was his senior year.
That's like that's when everyone loved you, and that's when everyone loved Katy Perry, and like it's 10 years later, but you guys are still kind of clinging on, and it just I have no idea. I know nothing about them personally. Obviously, like we know a little bit of Trudeau that we got through just vibes and stuff, and like he could be real. He could speak to a certain part of our psyche, which is like a certain pride in being Canadian and a certain kind of Canadian progressive vision for a country. And he obviously was more left wing than Carney, which I appreciated. But at the same time, like he could be so schmaltzy and so smug and like just really kind of like set my teeth on edge. And so I kind of feel the same way about Katy Perry. Like half the time I'm like, okay, she makes fun music and that's cool. And she's done some really funny bits on SNL and stuff. And then half the time she's like in space singing a very sincere song. And the cringe makes me like want to vomit.
And also,
I'm like,
like I think she supported Gavin Newsom. Like she voted for him, I think, in California because he ran on like ejecting the homeless from
with that catapult.
Yeah, with the catapult. And she was like, yes.
not great.
Yeah.
Well, they'll be very, very happy together on that weird boat that they seem to sail around the world in.
I did see somebody online comparing them to Tessa and Scott. And I was like, oh shit, that is so true. They look so much like them.
They do kind of look like them.
Yeah.
Like
It's also
aged.
so funny that it's been so many years the internet still won't accept that Tessa and Scott are not together.
I understand that. I do. As a fandom girly, I'm like, but it was so perfect. Why aren't they together?
I mean, the video clips of them at the Olympics, yes, I know. Have two people ever had more chemistry? I'm unaware of it. But she's fully married to another famous
know.
person and has a child with him.
Yep.
Well, all right. Speaking of down south where we were a second ago, number 2 on our list. This is a bit of a grab bag, but Trump attacks Canada and also everyone.
And also the penguins?
Yes. Oh, it's all in there. The penguins on that weird island. Beloved actors who passed away. Finland, I think. Just attacking everybody except Vladimir Putin for some weird reason. I don't know why.
That's crazy.
So Trump put tariffs on Canada and the entire world. How's that working out for him now?
Oh, so well.
I mean, if you
So
listen to
well.
him, it's going great.
He's
Best
having to
economy
bail
ever.
out the farmers from his own like incompetence. I think recently he was talking about maybe tariffing Canadian fertilizer.
Well, I heard that they wanted to do that so that they can bring in Russian fertilizer.
Belarusian, but yes.
Well, yeah, which is a terrible plan because you'll have to ship it across the ocean and it won't travel well. It's like ordering fries on Uber Eats. They don't travel well. But, it's, cut off your nose to spite your face, but it will benefit Vladimir Putin. So, of course, he's doing it. But yeah, like, the tariffs kind of do seem to be catching up to him a little bit.
Oh, I mean, his numbers are
Yeah.
terrible. And,
Yeah.
and I guess the only... I don't see what the plan here is. Like,
No.
there's no... I guess if you were to take the really pro-tariff economic argument is they take a couple years, because the whole idea is you're going to bring these jobs and these companies back to the States. There have been a few that have left Canada, for example. We've heard about them and have set up shop in the U.S. I'm sure there have been others who have left other countries. And so...
Like dozens of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, does that undo billions of dollars in lost trade and revenue? Probably not. But the argument, I guess, would be like the cost of the tariffs presents immediately. The benefit takes years. So it's a long-term play, which is hilarious because Trump is the most short-term play guy ever.
Yes.
So the fact that he's hitched his wagon to this economic plan that will take a decade plus to play off.
Which is
if it
funny
ever
because
does.
he absolutely did not think about that when
No.
he's not sitting, like you said, like he's not sitting here being like, in 10 years, this is going to pay off at all. He's doing it to spite his enemies.
Yes, the whole plan for Trump, the thing he gets out of it is not economic prosperity for other idiots.
No.
He gets the short-term dopamine hit of, I get to decide on a dime what the terms of engagement are with another country.
Yeah, I get to set the terms. I get to rename the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
I get to say that I'm going to invade
about
Canada.
I forgot
and make
about
it the
that
first-
one. Wow.
Oh, I will never forget about the Gulf of Mexico and how he like tried to sue people for refusing to call it that.
Is it just the Gulf of Texas now? What is it?
It's the Gulf of Mexico. or sorry, the Gulf of America.
Gulf of America, got it.
He wanted to change it to the Gulf of America.
And didn't like Google change it on their maps because all of them lined up behind him at the inauguration?
Of course.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh, God. And like the whole 51st state thing, I just feel like that was such a. I mean, it's not that the fever dream has ended. It's still ongoing, but like it was such a fever dream. Like to me, because it just came out of, I don't know, I saw a lot of things happening with the Trump presidency, but him coming out the gate, making jokes, not jokes, about making us into the 51st state, that was wild.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you can tell with Americans just how little they pay attention to us because that's a thing we just have no chill about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not even a thing where we can be like, oh, he's trying to get under our skin. We should let that go. We're like, fuck off.
Yeah.
We're at 11 now.
Yeah, that's the thing that Trump and all his envoys don't get. And even like well-meaning, quasi-liberal publications who have come up here and interviewed Canadians about it, even they, when they write their stories about it, are like, we didn't realize Canadians were so pissed off about this.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Turns out when you threaten to invade your biggest ally, they get mad.
But it's even beyond that. Like for decades now, Canada, we've defined ourselves as being not them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the idea that not only would America try and impose that on us, but like the worst version of America encapsulated in this rotting carcass of a man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And there's
Sorry, Claire, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna like kind of pivot to like similarly the number of articles that come out and interviews that come out with U.S. lawmakers who still don't understand why Canadians aren't visiting, or at least they claim to not understand why Canadians aren't visiting, or if they do understand, quote unquote, it's like, oh, we hear that you're mad about some tariffs
Or some piffle of a thing.
some piffle of a thing. So we're
Something
gonna
like that,
rename we're gonna rename a street in Montana Canada Avenue and like fly little Canada flags, and that will make the whole El Salvador torture prisons thing better. That will just cure it. You're not mad about that, right? You're just mad about the trade war.
You'll see articles next to each other that are like, why, North Dakota wants Canadians to come visit. And right next to it, it's like, ICE is checking your phones at the border and will send you to a detention facility if you've made a joke about JD Vance.
5 years of social media, get it up.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. If I wasn't already on a watch list for the garbage I write for our website.
1,000%.
Right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
we're never
not going to the States anytime soon.
None of us are going to
No.
the States. Yeah, God forbid I like book a commercial that goes there. I don't know. This is going to be an awkward conversation to have with my agent.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry, Denise, I'm not going to be able to go.
yeah, I mean, as Canadian entertainers as a whole, it's like,
Yeah.
even when things were really bad in Trump 1.0, there was still such a, well, you got to get down to the States. And for obvious reasons, like there's just the industry there exists at a level that it pales in comparison to here, even when you factor in population size. Like it is just, there's so much more opportunity there than there is here. And even in Trump 1.0, like there was a ton of people moving, and I never really gave it second thought.
Yeah.
And now it's like anyone who's like, oh yeah, I'm moving down the States. I'm like, are you fucking insane?
Yeah.
Like, if you're already there, I get it. But like
Yeah.
if you like, I'm like, are you fucking insane moving down there right now? Like
Yeah.
I would like, especially if you have a family or something. Like
I know.
I would never consider it in a million years right now. Like and even if you're the lucky people who get through and no problems, and yeah, there's a very good chance that coming from Canada and being white and whatever, like
Yeah.
would give you a leg up. But like, it's how do you live in that
Yeah.
environment knowing what is happening to fellow immigrants?
And
Yeah.
like knowing how many people probably around you secretly voted for the man who's doing all of this.
Yeah.
That would bother me so much.
Yeah.
And I realize that makes me a judgmental asshole when I am.
Well, that's why you should have a podcast.
Exactly.
That's what these
Oh
are for.
man, yeah, I should.
That's the whole point. Anyway, just to clear out the Trump stuff, just rapid fire a few things. Epstein files.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Perverts everywhere.
Yep. Everywhere.
All the way down.
Everywhere on all sides.
It's like turtles all the way down.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
perverts all the way
Yeah.
down.
Who knows? By the time this podcast actually airs, they may have released them.
Well, yeah, they say
supposed to.
on Friday, and it
Yeah.
says that he's making an announcement tomorrow at 9 p.m. or something like that. That was just released like an hour before we started this.
So in other words, they're not releasing the Epstein files
Not at
because
all.
clearly that announcement is him being like finding some bullshit
or
reason. not to release them.
or he's announcing that he's going to like bomb Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
Or that Epstein's alive like Tupac.
Oh, here's a way to just square the circle. Epstein is alive and in Venezuela. Done.
There we go.
We got to bomb Caracas to kill Jeffrey Epstein.
Thanks to you for knowing a city in Venezuela.
Yeah, ask me a second one.
Venezuela City.
guess.
There was Gaza peace, maybe. Trump has maybe ended 9 wars across the globe.
Oh, I thought it was 11.
Oh, you're right. It's probably up to. Hey, by the time this airs, who knows?
It's
Yeah.
41 easy.
Yeah. Oh, easily. And that's why they gave him the Peace Prize.
The FIFA
What's a
Peace
FIFA
Prize.
Peace
Oh my
Prize?
That was the most pathetic moment in FIFA history. And if you know FIFA, that is really saying
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, like maybe the most corrupt thing.
Yeah.
Again, saying something.
And the fact that he just didn't clock it at all. He's like, this is a normal thing. I deserve it. This isn't a sham in the least.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, again, just like, I think they said in their introductory things, like, the first ever. And he's just like, yes, this well-known prize that
Yes.
always goes to the most important person, me. Like, it's just,
Yeah. And then they like showed that beautiful picture of him like clutching it like Smeagol, halfway turning into Gollum. And like, it was so gross.
You know how, like, when there's, like, a kid and an adult function, you have to kind of, like, shape the function around the kid.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you got, like, so, like, or for example, like, and this is a famous Paul F. Tompkins joke, but when there's, like, a fire truck going by and they put a little fire hat on the little kid and being like, you helped put out the fire, good. That's the world now for Donald Trump.
Yes.
Is we're just constantly having me like, way to go, Donnie, you did it.
job,
If weren't for you, Costa Rica would have invaded South Africa by now.
It's like a Mad Lib at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Exhausting. Well, all right. So we're that was number 2. Trump was number 2 on this list. Number 1 in our hearts. No, ew, gross.
No, that's Epstein.
That's Epstein, yes. Before we move up to number 1, I'm just going to list a few suggestions that we got from our Patreon of top stories for the year that did not make the top 5 cut. Kathleen B. suggested Conrad the Raccoon getting a memorial plaque here in Toronto. I didn't even know about that. That's
I
very sweet.
honestly did not know about that, but great. As long as Conrad wasn't one of the many raccoons that have scared me on my late night walks. They're always on the garbage bins and they scare me.
They're so cute.
Raccoons in Toronto are such a thing you guys don't even know.
I love them.
Karen Poffenroth on Patreon. Her
Cool last name.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like Poppinlock, and I was worried I'd say it like that. Her pick for a top 5 story of the year was Spaceballs 2 being made, especially Rick Moranis returning to the big screen, which, no, I'm going to say she's right.
Was
That
it?
hasn't even come out yet. It's just
But it's being made, Luke.
Okay.
All right.
We saw Rick Moranis in a picture on a set. I'm happy.
It's true. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I'm all for it. I love Spaceballs.
Trans Fur Productions said when JD met the Pope and he died, which, again, I fully forgot about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that J.D. Vance killed the Pope is a thing that isn't even in our top 5 is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's also like that was such a like I know J.D. Vance is a Catholic. I'm not questioning his faith, I guess. But it's
I
so
am.
like
I am.
it's
Yeah.
so like like when the dark version and the light version meet. Like we finally got a good Pope, and then he was immediately slain by the evil Catholic.
I think JD Vance is just such a fake Catholic that he
Yeah.
got in the room and the Pope's like, It just, like the pH of the room changed.
Yeah.
The Catholic Church sex scandal didn't break me down, but 1 minute with this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Ramo M wrote about 6-7 Labubus and maybe some demon hunters, which I think is just a Mad Libs of words. From
I think that's just clearly
25.
Megan. Like, I think clearly Megan has an account on our Patreon. And is like, I'm going to slip in Labubus one way or another.
Yeah.
Oh, I assume that name is an anagram for Megan or something like that. And Mad Hatter, his pick for a top 5 moment of the year was one of the hosts of this podcast thinking eating ass was a moment.
It was, and I was vindicated.
Mad Hatter says he still chuckles about that some days, so thank you for bringing that joy.
I was vindicated. I'm not getting back into it because I promised my wife I wouldn't talk about it.
There was a discourse on our Patreon.
There was a discourse in the world.
Yeah.
It was a conversation.
I mean, this year there was a discourse that we reignited on the Patreon. Luke was vindicated.
Fair enough.
All
Just
right.
Google it and then scroll past all the porn and you'll find the discourse. It happened.
So, our number one story of 2025, we've already kind of touched on this, but we're going to touch on it again. The Canadian election, everybody, and the rise of Carney.
The worst Star Wars. Actually, it's still better than the last one.
Yeah, better than Rise of Skywalker, but not by much.
Yeah.
It's like the casino planet part in Last Jedi.
Yeah, it didn't really go anywhere.
Didn't really go in.
Yeah.
Didn't need it. Could have cut that. So, all right, we've had Carney for most of the year right now.
Yeah.
How much do we actually like this guy?
Oh, no. No. I have no, like, I
It was so
don't.
charming in Brit, like Hugh Grant.
Thank you so much.
That wasn't a prostitute.
I own a bookstore. I have no positive feelings toward Mark Carney.
Right.
Like, I understand why Canada elected him.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. He's certainly better than the alternative.
Mm-hmm.
But I hated it then. I hate that that's the bar that we had. Like, it's like how I feel about dating right now. Where it's just like, it was on the ground. The bar was on the ground.
It can't be that bad, says me, a guy who hasn't been on a first date in 14 years.
Aw, cute. Shut up.
I never used a dating app.
Oh my God. I have no real positive feelings towards him. But I understand why he's here. I'm sure that I'm not going to hate everything that he does. I just wish that we actually had a liberal leader, as opposed to, as Pierre says, and this will be the only time I positively quote him, a counterfeit conservative.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, Claire. And I would also just add, like, I'm not entirely sure I could pick him out of a lineup at this point. Like, and I don't mean that in like the
We've had
cliche,
pictures
like,
of him on our website many
I know.
times.
But you know what I mean? Like, he's just gray and beige. He's a gray suit and a beige man, and that's, I guess, what we needed in the moment, because the other guy, who was equally beige but was also just like horrific, and we were like, all right, and it wasn't Trudeau, and it wasn't some smug guy we were all sick of, and I get that.
Yep.
And arguably, I guess we wanted, or the voters wanted, a pivot to the center, which I'm not sure is true. I think we just wanted to pivot away from Trudeau.
I agree.
And that was read as pivot to the center because Trudeau was seen as left, even though he fucking wasn't.
No.
But anyways, but like, I get it. But also just like, if he resigned tomorrow for whatever reason, if he pulled a Pope Benedict and was just like, nah, I'm out. Like, I think in 3 months, we'd all forget he existed.
Right.
Like, he'd Ignatieff, you know what I mean? He's Ignatieff.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Ignatieff who won. And it's like, and I guarantee you, like if Ignatieff showed up tomorrow to do this podcast, you'd be like, "Who are you?" Like, you'd be like, "What's your name?"
Like,
Michael?
I do think, and I was one of the people, to be fair, who said this. I think there is something to be said for, like, I don't want to hear about our politicians all the time.
Yeah, sure.
I want them to be boring and stay in the background. Like, I would, it's how I kind of feel about Doug Ford, where I'm like, can I just have a premier who isn't doing stupid shit all the time and just doing his job? But on the other hand, I think you're looking, like, if you look at somewhere like Zoran Mandani, like, and how people are obviously hurting for dynamic,
Yes.
progressive voices, and they win.
Yes.
And they're successful, and you're seeing so many of them, especially in the States, like, who are taking that and coattails and riding it and doing their own thing. And I'm like, I think that's what people want, and
Yes.
that's successful. And we had to go and get this fucking guy because we didn't have anyone else. Like, all I want is for Canada to have a new batch of young progressive voices and have them be amplified, because I guarantee you they're out there.
Oh, they are.
They're out there.
The problem is you get those voices mostly in opposition.
Yeah.
And so the price you pay for that, like the
Yeah.
price you pay in the States for Mamdani, AOC, et cetera, is in the States, Trump, here's Polyev. So if you want, like, the liberals especially, but even the NDP, to look to people who are actually dynamic and exciting and populist in the right way, or the left way, but the good way, and everything else it's probably only going to happen in a Polyev and like a lengthy Polyev government, not like a minority of 2 people or whatever. So that's the price you pay for it. And that's the trick is like, the U.S., you get these very charismatic figures, but they usually show up because situations are so dire. We kind of turn to
Eric
them.
Adams.
Yeah, or like Obama.
He was charismatic. I'll give him that.
No, but I mean, even the guys who are generally seen as good, like Obama, came about because people were so horrified by Bush and the Iraq War.
Yeah.
And, then you get, 2018, you get AOC, you get the Squad, you get a bunch of, interesting, charismatic leaders, and even at the state level or the municipal level, like, Mamdani's amazing, but like Alice Wu, who's been mayor of Boston for years and has done an amazing job and doesn't get anywhere near the recognition, but like is exactly who I would love as like a mayor of Toronto, for example.
Yeah.
Those kind of things happen primarily because the pendulum swings right and then it swings hard left.
Yeah.
Right now, our pendulum is only just going like little bits back and forth.
Yeah.
Well, it is that hard thing of Canadian politics. It's just inherently, to me, it just always feels like it's stuck 20 years behind America, just in terms of mechanics and stuff like that. And we're just still so wedded to such a party power brokers and things like that, and just back rooms and, our primary processes. And no one's really found a way in this country to harness social media. Like Jagmeet Singh tried, and it was so unnatural coming from him. I don't think he's a bad guy. No. Just no charisma whatsoever.
Oh, I wouldn't agree that he has no charisma. I just think he came across. If Trudeau didn't exist, he would have been much more captivating. But he just came across as a younger, more diverse Trudeau.
Right.
And that kind of works when everyone's looking for the next Trudeau. But when the electorate swings hard against Trudeau and you're seen as Trudeau light, that's a rough place to be.
Yeah.
But even he disappeared a few months ago, and we've just not heard anyone say his name till just now, and you did on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But I think, the defense I'll make of him, it was just like, he got creamed and it was given, I don't think it was completely unknown. I think he knew I'm going to get killed for this, but I'm going to get shit done.
Yeah.
And and I think you got to give some handshake to that. It's like, he could have been a more defined figure in the Trudeau era. He could have gone the Polyev way and been much more of a dynamic social media presence. And because I do think he has the charisma to pull it off. But I think he was like, we'll probably lose the election worse than we have it now, but we're going to get a lot of concessions from the Liberals. Okay. And I don't think that was completely a stupid decision. I think he made a political sacrifice for a policy gain. Okay. And I do give him some credit for that. Again, I'm not saying he was great, but I think there's some merit to that decision.
I agree.
Okay.
I think he didn't fundamentally understand a lot of what his base was or should be. I think that was a big problem as well. But
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was our top 5 stories of the year. Hey, drop us a line online. Leave a comment on the Patreon. Leave a comment on the website. Let us know what you thought were some of the top stories of the year. Kind of on that note, we're going to move on a little bit now to favorite news stories that we didn't cover. Some of the missed stories, maybe from this year. Stories that you don't think got enough attention or love. I'm going to throw it out to you, Claire, first. What do you think?
I had a really hard time with this. I genuinely, when you asked this question before, I was kind of looking, cross-referencing the things that happened that I knew about and the things that we've talked about in the podcast. And credit to you guys, we talked about a lot.
Hey, we've covered some ground this year. I am pretty proud.
We did, and I was looking up like funny things that happened in 2025, and the best I got, and I liked this, but it wasn't even Canadian. It was a man in Norwich, Connecticut, was arrested for driving over 130 miles per hour on the I-395 because he was rushing home to see his cat.
Oh.
And also, he was drunk.
Oh, okay. Okay, there it is.
That was so sweet.
I know. I fucking loved it. I love it so much.
You hard left turn, as he presumably did too.
Yeah. I will say something that just happened today, and I want to draw a little bit of attention to it. So technically, it's something that we haven't talked about, is that Skate Canada today just announced that they would no longer be holding international or national competitions or events in Alberta because of the laws against transgender people.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I fucking love that. Good job, Skate Canada. Go you. We need more corporations pushing back like that.
For sure. And also that's huge because so many of our great figure skaters come from Alberta.
Yep.
It's huge in Alberta. And so for that to be, for them to be the first organization willing to make a stand, obviously is big because they have such a reach in that community.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, great story there. Luke, do you have one?
I do, yeah. I also went outside Canada, which is just the plight and the peril of Jair Bolsonaro. I find so fun. Because for those who, a little walk through history before we get to what happened this year, which is that he was elected to be Brazilian Trump, right?
Yeah.
All he has Canadian Trump. Like, there's been a lot of such and such countries Trump. But he was elected. He got in power, and he rode, and this is kind of classic South American. Your choices are like socialist or fascist, and no in between. And so he's full on fascist and was an extreme right wing. And he was, and again, the parallels with Trump were just so strong. But it's kind of a great he's like mirror Trump, where he takes on all the sins of Trump and they affect him personally. So
he's Trump's portrait of Dorian Gray.
But his entire presidency, as people might remember, he was just getting hospitalized for crazy shit.
Jesus?
His entire presidency, he was just getting hospitalized for the weirdest stuff. He got hospitalized for hiccups. He got hospitalized for intestinal backup, literally being full of shit. He got hospitalized for so many things. And so and he was doing horrific stuff. I'm not trying to minimize that. And he was being a very bad person. But every 3 weeks, he was just in the hospital looking like he was about to die with IVs everywhere. And people were like, what the fuck is happening to this guy? And I truly believe he was Trump's sin eater. And then, again, the parallels to Trump's so strong. So when he lost the election in, I think, 22 or 23, he was... his supporters staged a coup and tried to storm and put him back in power again, just like January 6th. But here's where paths diverge, because what happened this year is he was convicted of inciting the insurrection and for conspiracy to overthrow the government and many other crimes. And then I think there was one that was completely unrelated, but they charged it at the same time. It was and jaywalking. I was like, what? Okay. It wasn't jaywalking, but it was something very minor.
Tax fraud.
Right. Yeah, it was something small. Anyways, he got 27 years, and he's in prison right now in Brazil, serving a 27-year prison sentence.
Oh, that's not even the end of it. Because remember, he tried to break out a couple of weeks ago. Trump even made some weird cryptic comment, I think Jair is going to be showing up in a couple of days. Not cryptic at all. It was very blunt.
Trump's cryptic, yeah.
And then 2 days later, he was arrested trying to, in clearly a planned escape attempt that went awry because, like you said, everything goes wrong for him.
Yeah. He's like if a mortal man, the stories of when mortal men try to be gods. He's like when a mortal evil man tries to be Trump. It's this is how it would work for anyone other than Trump doing the shit Trump does. And it's just such a great parallel / fairy tale forewarning of how this only works for Trump and no one else gets away with this shit. And it's just so funny, and I truly hope he gets hospitalized for more random shit because it's so funny.
Yeah,
it's so great. These are all great. These are great ones. Mine, in terms of a story that gets missed, it's weird because it's not really a specific story. It's more of an angle that I think unifies a lot of stories that I think is hard to talk about. You see a lot of people in Canada right now talking a lot about immigration, talking a lot about temporary foreign workers, a lot about too many people are coming here and this and that. And the thing that I find frustratingly limiting about that is they're not coming here by themselves. This program was started to bring in cheaper labor.
Yeah.
To bring in cheaper labor that was lobbied for by companies, by your Tim Hortonses, by your, Loblaws.
Under the guise of saying we can't find anyone.
Under the guise of saying that, when the truth is we want to pay dog shit, and Canadians won't work for that.
Yeah.
So we are going to bring in people that will. And it frustrates me how immigration gets, in this country, gets scapegoated for, that's why housing prices are so high. That's why no one can find a job. That's why someone looked at me funny when they dropped off my Uber Eats or whatever. And it never comes back to, no, there are Canadians making this happen, making that decision. And it just frustrates me how never you see that framing of it.
I know.
Anyway, not funny, just a rant.
No, I mean, who are you talking to? I've been on so many rants. But no, I completely agree. It's the classic, scapegoating, and it's just, it takes on different faces, and now it's the temporary foreign worker program.
Yeah.
But it's the classic scapegoating of the other. But I agree that the reason it's so galling with the temporary foreign worker program is because it's like getting mad at people who are being, I know they're coming willingly. It's not, I'm not equating it to slavery or indentured servitude or anything, but it's like being mad at people who come here and not the people who are just I'm fucking you over, and I'm fucking him over, the worker, and I'm taking all the benefit.
Yes.
But also, look at that guy fucking you over. And sorry for whispering when we're on mics, but you know what I mean. And and it's
It
just
played very well on the road.
yeah. But it's just one of those things where it's so transparent what the companies are doing, and yet it is working.
Yes.
And it's working obviously with the assistance of right-wing politicians who are supporting it. But it's funny when those kind of come into conflict, when like Poilievre was talking about like we're going to end the temporary foreign worker program, which would be one of the only things he'd ever said that I would support.
Sure.
And I was like, yeah, great, because that would force the companies to hire people here. And I'm in favor of immigration, don't get me wrong, but I'm not in favor of exploitative labor programs.
Of course not.
And so it's like one of those things are like, great, and the temporary foreign worker program. And immediately like Loblaws, Tim Hortons, every industrial farming company was like, whoa, buddy. If you want our donations and you want our support, think about that one.
Yeah, no, I keep seeing people pointing online to be like, Poilievre wants to end it. And I'm like, yes, and that got walked back immediately.
Yeah.
So infuriating. Anyway, just a couple of quick hits on suggestions that people had for stories that people on Patreon had for stories that didn't get enough love this year. Leaf Roebuck said how quick Doug Ford dropped the electrical export tax thing.
Jesus.
He said,
I genuinely don't know what that is.
because remember, he was like, we send all this electricity down.
Right.
And then that got dropped overnight. And I agree, Leaf, that was really suspicious.
Yeah.
Well, I think the recognition would be that that's an escalation. Like that's going from like a 5 to a 12. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We're going to put you in the dark.
If he got mad at Ronald Reagan advertisements, I can only imagine what he would do.
Like, we're going to put the entire Northeast into darkness. Like, okay. And they're still going to trade with us? We'll see.
It just does feel like we've had like that and the potash, like Chekhov's guns sitting around. And it's like, why don't those get talked about more? Anyway, good call. Nathan Carlson talked about the media manufacturing consent for conservative ideas. One of his examples, Canada Post is really bad at making a profit. And you're right, Nathan. It shouldn't have to make a profit.
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah, the army lost billions. And I get there is a difference between a corporate company, Crown Corp, and a department. I understand there's nominally a difference, but like, fuck off. I just want the things our tax dollars pay for to be good. I don't give a shit if they're in the black or the red. I just want them to be good.
I heard a lovely idea that someone suggested of Canada Post. You could change the mandate of the Crown Corporation. They deliver the mail, although how much mail are any of us really getting these days? And they could also do wellness checks on seniors.
That's what Niall said.
Oh, yeah. I heard it from Niall. I was listening to this podcast. That's right. Never mind. We did cover this one.
The snake has eaten its tail, everybody.
Oh, great. Okay. All right. Well, moving on. Transfer Productions said no matter how, what kind of financial situation we're in, no one considers a wealth tax as an option. And I agree.
I think about it nightly. I go to bed being like, wealth tax.
Yep.
I think it's great. I think the other thing, and this is crazy to say, like, it's insane that we never talk about this, is wealth tax combined with one thing the United States does that no one else does, as far as I know, is they tax citizens who don't live in the U.S. And so, like, if you, like, obviously there's trade deals where, like, the taxes can get canceled out. But if you live in the Cayman Islands and you pay 0% tax, but you're a U.S. citizen, you pay U.S. tax. Now, you can relinquish your U.S. tax, as like some billionaires have done. Like famously, the guy who co-founded Facebook with Zuckerberg and was the star of the other guy in the movie, played by Andrew Garfield, he like relinquished his U.S. citizenship. And a lot of people think that was about avoiding paying tax, and he said it was not, but whatever. So like, there are ways to get around it. But if you do a wealth tax combined with citizenship, you pay tax here no matter where you live, then I think you bring billions of dollars into the economy, and it's such a logical thing to do. But obviously, I know Carney is never going to do it. I mean, forgive me.
It was never even an option.
No, I mean even Trudeau never talked to it. But like, it's such a logical thing to do in a world where the rich don't make income; they just have wealth.
Yes,
and their wealth spins off wealth. And okay, you can tax on the capital gains a little bit when they sell, and you tax on the dividends at an absurd equation that no one understands. But they can hide that through trusts and through holdcos and through a million other things. And it's just the most obvious thing to do. And the fact that even the NDP doesn't really talk about it that much. I think under Lewis it will change if he gets in.
It's almost like the system was designed as such.
Yeah.
Well, I do think I do think the world has changed enough where, like, don't get me wrong, there's always been people, and the Gilded Age, for example, like absurd wealth has always existed. But I do think so much of our laws exist in a post-World War II universe where they're built around that society, and that society doesn't exist anymore. People don't work for their money. The really rich don't. They just have money, and that money makes money for them, and they pay almost nothing on it.
Yeah, we can't. I don't think our minds can't wrap them, like, we can't fathom what it's like to have $600 billion.
Sure. I mean, no human can.
No human can, and we didn't set our systems up to be able to handle people with that kind of cash.
No, of course.
Well,
And
not
especially
cash,
considering that so many of us think of it as like, oh, if someone has $600 billion, they have a Scrooge McDuck money bin
Yeah.
with all of the money they earned from selling the best
Yeah.
widget,
Yeah.
and the money is all in there, and then we
Yeah.
should go tax it. And like you just said, it's interest and loans on the future earnings and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, anyway. And one last fun one, Karen Poffenroth, slam Gretzky a little more because he sucks.
Yeah, fuck you, Gretzky. Your wine's shit.
I was wondering if my not so subtle references to him being a very well-known alcoholic were gonna get me in trouble. No one seemed to care, so fuck that guy. He's already drunk by now. He won't listen to this.
Man, yeah, he really went hard in on the Trump thing, and then got surprised when people didn't care for it.
Yeah, but he clearly didn't give a shit. He golfed with him like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's chosen his lane. Fuck that guy. You know,
The chosen one, indeed.
he was the great one.
Imagine being so removed from everything that you're genuinely surprised that people get mad that you're hanging out with a guy who threatened to invade your country.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine the mentality of that, whether that was false or not.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't, I don't know. I don't know whether he's just dumb or ignorant, because those are two very different things. That blew my mind.
Yeah. Anyway, take that, Gretzky. You suck. Well, we are going to be going into the news quiz here in a minute. But before we do that, we just want to send a shout out to everyone who has supported us. Thank you very much for listening to the podcast. Thanks for being here. It's been a real pleasure getting to come back this year and do this. Claire, Luke, it's a lot of fun to get to do this with you guys.
So fun.
Ditto for Megan and Niall. I assume you guys are listening. It's mandatory. No, it's not. But yeah, this has been a ton of fun. And thank you all for listening to it, too. We're really happy that people keep coming back and saying nice things to us. If you get a chance, a 5-star review or just any comment left online really helps us out. It pushes us up in the rankings, especially on YouTube. Apparently that's a thing. People seem to want us to do the video thing on YouTube, so maybe we should investigate that in 2026. But also, we've mentioned a lot of times through this episode, we cannot thank our Patreon supporters enough. You guys are unbelievably kind. You're supporting Canadian comedy and media and satire, and we couldn't still be on the air here without you. On the air, it's radio now. I don't know. But if
We're on the air, see?
If you are interested, please check out our Patreon. Patreon.com/thebeaverton. We have perks. There are different levels that you can join at. There's the Smug Canadian level, which I'm a big fan of. We have links to merch. We have quizzes. We have things online. And we ask people for their opinions and sometimes say them on the show, like we've been doing all through this episode. So yeah, if you get a chance, check that out. But honestly, we're just happy you're here, and we hope you come back in 2026. All right.
Well said.
And now it is time for the approximately 10-minute long quiz.
It's the approximately 10-minute long quiz, brought to you by Time.
Okay, every week we do the approximately 10-minute long quiz where people get quizzed about news. It's pretty self-explanatory. But now it's going to be a huge change-up. This one's going to be a little bit different. I want to test your recall of some stories from 2025. We sort of do this for a living. Let's see how much we remember from this dumpster fire of a year.
No. Are we supposed to give real answers?
This is going to undo our credibility with our listeners pretty quick. Well, you don't even remember this very big story? What?
I'm going to make jokes.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's all good. All right. Doug Ford called a surprise Ontario election in February, which was totally necessary, though his entire campaign platform seemed to fit on a ball cap. What was the slogan on Doug's dumb hat?
I'll chew up Ontario like I chewed up that bee.
It was a big hat.
Yes, it was.
Look, if you thought that was big, I am your premier for life. You can do nothing to get rid of me. No scandal will matter. My foes are divided and weak. I am inevitable. I am God. Also, the Science Center is never coming back.
Nailed Doug Ford's voice.
You forgot, folks.
Yeah. That would have sold it.
That was in the big letters on top.
Yes, of course. No, both of those things sound sadly plausible. And thank you for reminding me of the bee.
I will always remind you of the bee. It's my favorite moment.
Just to check, does anyone remember the real slogan that was on his dumb hat?
No. I don't.
It was Canada is not for sale.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yes.
Which was a fun inversion of Ontario, open for business and bribes, which was the sign he keeps putting on our highways. All right, so no points for that one. But another question here. In January, Mark Zuckerberg announced that Facebook and Instagram would abandon what long-held practice that might have actually been kind of important.
I actually think I do know this. I think, unless you had an answer.
I just know it wasn't your page gets a DM every time someone mentions you in their goddamn story, because we're still getting those.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If we don't answer things on our Facebook enough, it's because we get DMs constantly on there for the dumbest
The DM is just
transactional
so-and-so
things.
has mentioned you in their story. It's like, okay, I needed a DM for that. I could probably turn it off in
Cool.
settings. Fuck me. But yeah, it's very frustrating.
Yeah, I'm sure that like Mark Carney is DMing us on Facebook being like, I want to be a guest on your podcast. And we're like, I don't know.
That or I'm suing.
Well, that could also very well be. Claire, what's the actual answer?
Fact checking.
It was fact checking. They definitely, coincidentally, around the time of the U.S. inauguration, they decided that fact checking was no longer necessary on Facebook or Instagram, which is why you get all your good news on there now. Please don't do that.
No, please don't.
Continue to get your news from us.
Everything is AI.
Yeah, that would be better. All right. In June, Ukraine carried out a massive surprise drone attack on 5 air bases inside Russia using drones hidden in trucks. What was the badass code name of this mission?
Operation the Brothers Bomb Your Ass Off. Now that's a Brothers Karamazov game,
Thought so.
which I have not read, but I do also have Battleship Drone Truckin', which is Battleship Potemkin, and Come and See This Bitch, which is Come and See.
Okay.
That's still just Come and See.
These were delightful.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting so much into that.
Yeah.
Claire, do you?
I'm sorry.
I mean, I just said Operation Go Fuck Yourself, Vladimir.
Also good.
Yeah.
Also good. The actual answer, Operation Spiderweb.
Oh.
How cool does that sound?
That does sound really cool. I had
If only they'd done that before Madam Web came out, they could have tied it in.
That did ruin it,
man.
yes.
Yeah.
It was going to be Operation Madam Web, and then they were like, oh, God, we got to change this, guys.
We can't even get Spider-Man? This doesn't work.
All right. We all remember Pope Leo the 14th, a.k.a. Chicago Pope. Question, is Pope Leo a Cubs or a White Sox fan?
White Sox, because they match his fancy little Pope outfit.
Ooh, okay. Luke, what do you think?
Trick question. He's all about the Bears.
Duh, Bears.
The Bears. He is a White Sox fan.
Yeah, he's a
Okay,
White
you
Sox
guys
fan.
are both
Yeah,
correct on
yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah.
is emphatically a White Sox fan. Southside for Chicago, Pope.
Yeah, there was a fun meeting. I forget who he met, but he met with someone, and as how you bring the Pope a gift, and the guy got him a Cubs jersey. With his name on it, and you can see the disdain. It'd be like getting Claire a Yankees jersey. She's like,
But I love the idea of this disdain for this man of God. Literally God's representative on earth, and he's like, I want to spit on this so bad.
because you can tell the guy thought it would be funny,
Yeah.
but it's like that classic thing of like a non-sports person being like, haha, this will be cute, and
No.
cheeky, and the Pope was like, all right.
Oh, so it's like every time I try and pitch a sports headline on the website, you have to politely explain to me why it's not funny.
It's never not funny. It's just like one of those things that like I have to be like, if you were a fan of this sport,
Yeah.
you would hate this, and you're trying to reach the fan of this sport.
Sure.
Those are your intended readers. But yes,
My sports headlines never pass. Complete the February headline. Canada wins Four Nation Championship. Celebrates by...
signing a free trade deal with Sweden and Finland.
I like that.
Ignoring some sexual assault allegations is a little treat.
I like that less. Although I got that one, and I only kind of get yours because, again, as we've
They
said,
were
I
the
don't-
other two nations at the Four Nations tournament besides the U.S. who we beat in the finals. It was a trade war. Oh, fuck me. Brothers bomb your ass off, everybody.
Well, okay, I'm gonna give you equal points for that one because they were both very good. And I also just realized I forgot to keep track of who was up in points.
Oh, it's 100% clear. I don't think I got one before that.
All right, cool.
But also, what was the real story?
Oh, there's no real story.
Oh, okay.
I realized as I was saying it out loud, I did this wrong. And I really just wanted to see you guys say something funny. This is why I don't normally host everybody.
You're always a great host.
You are.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. I didn't realize you were intentionally moving away from it. I'm sorry.
I literally, as I was reading it out loud, I was like, oh no, that's not how this segment is supposed to work.
See, I know enough about hockey that you could have said anything and I would have believed it.
Sure, right.
Yeah.
But as we've established, I don't know shit about hockey.
Right.
I was also like, I don't remember what they did. So, like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously champagne and stuff in the locker
Yeah.
room. I was like, I guess that. I was genuinely like, I don't remember any specific celebration besides, celebrating.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as we've said, I guess Claire wins. I don't know. They're made up points. Who cares? Claire, why don't you take us out of 2025 with a nice plug? And I don't know anything you want to say to this shitty year.
Oh, you know what? Okay, first, you should check out my Patreon. It's under the Very Unfunny Leftist. And I'd like to say that 2026 will be less dramatic. I don't think it will. But I am looking forward to going through it with you all.
Oh, I love that.
That's great.
Luke, what do you want to plug? What do you want to say?
Come check us out in Edmonton. We're going to be doing our first live show since we brought the podcast back. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're at Winterruption Festival. So it's going to be a great show. So if you get a chance, buy Festival wristband. You can see the all the acts, including us. Or if you just want to see us, you can buy tickets at winterruptionyeg.com. It's going to be the three of us doing a podcast, plus a surprise special guest. And then to open the show, we're going to do a 30-minute little live Beaverton show that we're
I'm so excited.
we're excitedly working on right now. So we think it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, come check that out. As for 2026.
Oh, and that's January 24th that happens on.
Thank you. Apologies. Thank you. As for 2026, I don't know. I mean, I guess I predict my kids are gonna sleep because I just want them to do that. And
You're manifesting it.
I'm manifesting. Yeah, this is real. I'm playing the
Love
game
that.
right now. Okay, I'm gonna manifest that my kids will sleep at regular hours and eat like normal human beings. And it's probably the least likely prediction I can make. But let's manifest that energy.
Love it. Love to hear it. All right. Well, the Beaverton. Check us out online. Check us out on your socials. Follow us there and leave a comment. Let us know what you think's going to happen in 2026. Honestly, I'm just looking forward to doing more of these. I think it'll be a good time and going to Edmonton with you guys, which we got to start working on that.
Wait, undercut me saying we've been working on it already.
Okay, Luke's been working on it. I have not. So yeah,
That's true. That's true.
That's
Look,
actually
it's a
quite true.
topical news show. If we start writing it in December, it's not going to work. It's going to be topical, people. Wait for the topical part. It's going to be funny.
It's going to be an amazing show. I'm really looking forward to it. It sounds like a really fun festival, too. So
Yep.
come check us out there. But otherwise, just have a good New Year's and see you in 2026, everybody. Goodbye.
The Beaverton Weekly Report is produced by Andrew Rivamy in partnership with the From Superheroes Network. Visit FromSuperheroes.com to hear more great podcasts like this.